Well, I'm in the garage, and I took that, and I'm drawing a pattern, as you can see, on the wood, because I'm going to make me a towel hanger to hang on the side of my kitchen cabinet. Right now I have a cutting board hanging from it, but I like that rolling pin hanger that I did that goes on the wall that had the shelf on it. I really like that, but I absolutely had no place for it. So I decided I'm going to make something a little more decorative for the end cap on my cabinet. So I'm going to make this. I put a towel up there so I could kind of see how far it was going to hang down. So that's what I'm working on. I'm drawing the pattern off, just using the top of that. Then I figured out how far I wanted to come down with it, like that. I'm thinking, and about right in there's where my towel would be. So now I'm going to go over and cut this out, probably with my jigsaw. But right now I'm going to take this circular saw and I'm going to draw a line, and I'm just going to cut this off so I'll have the piece that's manageable, because it's one big long board. And this isn't a scrap. Well, it is a scrap, but it was in my husband's workshop, and I asked him if he had any like 1x12s, and he went out, and this is an old piece of board that he had left over. So I'm using it, and I'll have more to make more stuff with. So that's what I'm working on now. Okay, I did get my, over there, my board cut out. Now I'm working on the sides, and I think I want to have it curve like that and then come straight down. And then I'll take, this is long, but I'm going to try to show you, this bar right here will be in there to hold the towel. This won't be that long, but I just marked it on down. But I'll cut this piece out and see if I make sure I like it, and then I'll trace it and cut it another for the other end. So that's what I'm working on right now, trying to draw out the pattern for the sides, which is no big deal, but I want it to look right. Okay, I cut the pattern out, and I'm trying to figure out, this is the bar the towel will hang on, and I'm trying to figure out if I want the sideboard to be a little longer or just about even. It'd help if I would, let me pull this where you can see the board. Okay, I've got that there. This is my, I'm trying to figure out if I want that to come even. It's going to be up, but I can't hold it with one hand. But I'm trying to figure out if I want this board here to come down or just up here. I'm trying to figure out what would look best. And that, whatever it is, I'm just going to have to cut it straight across. So, and then I'll make my pattern for the other side and cut it. So I'm going to see what I want, and if that doesn't work out, I can always cut another one. Okay, I've decided just a little bit shorter than the actual board, so I drew off my pattern, and now I'm going to go cut it. Okay, I've cut my pieces, and going around where y'all can see, that's what it's going to look like. This is going to be where the towel hangs. And now I'm wondering if I wanted it in just a little thinner. I think that's sticking out too far. I think I'm going to put those two pieces together, mark them, and take them over to my miter saw and make them just a little less. I don't think it needs to be that wide because it's going to be on the end of the cabinet, and I don't want it sticking out too far. So I'm going to do that, and then I should be done with the cutting. I like the way that looks. That looks better. It's not as deep. So now I'm going to sand it all down and take it in and start painting it. And I will trace this pattern off so I can make one for the Mercantile too. That was really a simple project. I just had to figure it out. Once I have the pattern, that'll be easy. Okay, I gave them all a coat of the antiquing wax, and I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to paint it black. Well, I have all my pieces chalk painted in Waverly, the color ink, and now I'm going to take them out to the garage and use my little sander, and I'm going to distress them. Okay, I was having a little trouble trying to hold this on even in place and turn it over and nail it. So I put some glue on it, and I'm gonna let it set for a couple hours, enough to where I can just come out, turn it over, and nail it. And then this one here will be easy to get on, as you can see. And I'll cut my hole and right here, and then figure out what I'm going to do from there. If it's going to be finished, or if I'm going to antique it some more, or what. Okay, and I went ahead and stuck this up there and put this on there for some weight, so it's good and tight for the glue to bond. Okay, I've decided that I want to fix a towel to go on my towel holder, and I have some kitchen towels that are just kind of like a muslin color, and I'm going to put this image on it. I got this image off of Etsy, and I've put it to the size I want it, and I'm using True Heat transfer paper, and I'm going to put my paper in my inkjet printer, and I'm going to print it out, and then I'll use my heat press to press it onto the towel. If you don't have a heat press, you don't need one. Just iron it on. You don't do a reverse or anything on this one because it's for the dark fabric. Even though I'm not using a dark fabric, it works great. So I'm going to continue on, and I'll show you when I'm finished. Okay, it has printed out, and I'll have to peel this off, and I'll give my towel like a 13-second press to get the moisture out of it. I'll bring it out and let it cool just a little bit and see where I want this and get a visual where I want it, and then I'll put it in my heat press and press it onto my towel. Okay, I'm turning on my heat press, and I'm going to set the temperature at 338. And I want it for, I think it said 11 seconds. Let me check and make sure. No, 10 seconds. Okay. All right, I'll shut this down a little bit, and it'll start heating. And once it heats up, I'll put my towel in there and iron it on. Okay, I'm gonna put my towel over there. I've already gave it the initial first press. And this I kind of have to work a little fast. I'm going to try to make sure it's centered in the middle on the sides. And that's the crease where it will be at the top. And where did I lay my, oh, there it is. Couldn't find my transfer. I'm going to lay it on there where I want it. About right there. I'm going to put my Teflon sheet over it, and I can see it wrinkled up. Don't want that. Now, it'll count down to 10 seconds. It'll start beeping at 3. And I'm going to make sure it's down on there good. Yeah, it is. And there's my towel to go on my towel hanger. Probably should have brought it down a little bit. Now, come Christmas time, I'll probably flip it on the reverse side and put something for Christmas on this side. And that way I can just store it back. And I do know that this transfer vinyl, that this printable vinyl here, it washes well, because I do have a t-shirt that I done up, and I have washed it over and over. What I do is I wash it in cold water and I don't dry it, and the colors have stayed just beautiful. So I'm pretty sure that's really centered well, ready to go. Okay, I've decided to try some of this stuff. It's a paste finishing wax, and it's a special dark by Minwax. It's got quite the smell to it, and it says to put it on with a clean rag, so that's what I'm going to start doing. It'll protect it. I think I need to stop and put some gloves on. Probably do. Oh yeah, that brings out the color in it. Shines up the black a little bit. So I'm going to finish on with this, because the dogs are barking because my husband's pulling up. So I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to finish this up, and I'll be back. It will be done. I will let this dry thoroughly, and I'll show you where I'm going to put it and what it looks like. Alright, here it is finished, and I did put a rusty star on it. And here's a close-up of the image with the heat transfer, and a little closer with the star. Alright guys, that's my project for now. So until the next one, we'll see you later.